Performance, because of the fact that it comes with a rehearsal process, lets you see behind the scenes of the creative process in a way that visual work that's finished often doesn't permit. In this first year, Performance in Progress is 3 live commissions from artists who are working independently, but whose work functions as a group show with a set of shared thematics or a kind of rhyme scheme. Desirée Holman, Naomi Rincón Gallardo, and Jacolby Satterwhite all work in vernacular ideas of science fiction. They're all drawing on different autobiographical stories. And at some level, they're all looking for the possibility of utopia.
The project is inspired by these overlapping cultures of the New Age and science fiction, and looking at how those cultural niches attempt to deal with issues of equality.
I understand my work as a space for encounters of different people and different collectivities who can bring their own energies into a playful setting.
It's more about the observation of my own history and the observation of my own life, the observation of the public, the observation of the private, and how I interpret it. How do I paint that through virtual reality, 3D animation? How do I paint that through performance art, and how do I paint that sonically?
The arc of Performance in Progress was to invite each of the 3 artists to take a long weekend in the fall where we could show their extant video work and run live rehearsals of the new work that's coming.
Back in September, I was able to work in real time with the museum open, with the public there.
Today we were setting up the space. We'll have a stage over there with the band playing the new songs from the Formaldehyde trip, and we'll screen the new videos that are in process.
The fall visit gave me the permission to be more raw and be more experimental and more vulnerable with the way I performed.
There's something really powerful about adding that rehearsal element that has a really interesting kind of blowback effect on all the other work you're seeing, which suddenly makes you realize, oh, that had a process too. The invitation was to think about ways that live performance could fall out of the screen.
So Font in Action combines both character performers who are performing live and multi-channel video installation.
Desirée Holman's piece, So Font in Action, is the work we've had the longest relationship with.
About 4 years ago, I was commissioned by Frank Schmigel to create a processional that led people out of the museum for the last time before closing for 3 years for the reconstruction. So Font in Action is a processional piece, meaning that the audience starts in one location, then it ends up somewhere totally different by the end.
There was something about the utopian impulse of these 3, about the uses of science fiction, even outmoded ideas of the future, that seemed perfect for a moment when SF MoMA was new. Why shouldn't this be a moment where we look at our future and we could have artists project out certain takes on a future vision, a future life, even a future politics?
The Formaldehyde trip is a speculative fiction that is imagining the journey of Betty Cariño through the underworld. Betty Cariño was a mystic activist who was killed in 2010 when she was taking part of a humanitarian caravan to San Juan Copala in Oaxaca, Mexico. She was killed in a paramilitary ambush. She was 37 years old when she was killed. She's an example of a new female subject who is emerging from different indigenous struggles in Mexico. She was fighting against the dispossession of lands, cultures, and bodies. So the Formaldehyde trip is trying to imagine her not as a dead person, but as a seed that has been planted.
It's helpful to think about the museum as being a producer, because the museum is a specific architecture. Each artist is creating a site-specific piece for us every time we're engaging a live artist. Wherever they are in the process of the piece, we are helping to build it, to produce it, to kind of take it to new place.
I'm playing music of objective romance, is a tribute to my mother, Patricia Satterwhite. My mother made around 155 audio recordings on cassette tape when I was a kid between 1994 and 1998. And the recordings were these acapellas and lyrics she wrote in and out of the mental hospital. Through the SF MoMA collaboration, I decided I wanted to digitize the tapes and make an electronic records using her vocals and realizing the albums that she wanted to make, giving her agency and giving me agency to produce something that is outside art and conflated with inside art. When I call it on plein air, it's more about the observation of my own history and the observation of my own life. How do I interpret her lyrics that are about being displaced from your home, finding home again, the tragic tropes of love, and how do you reconcile that?
There's something incredibly exciting about having all of these artists from different spaces with rhyming ideas in the same space at the same time. Having all these technical crews, makeup people, videographers, it's creating a kind of live film set ×3. The energy that it provides for this kind of encounter is something I really like to plug into, and I hope that our audiences will too.